This week, we reminisce on all of our ASG memories.
And make new ones. All Systems Go starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to All Systems Go, the only entertainment show.
That's it. We are TV2 Entertainment now.
All jokes aside, this is our last episode, so make sure to sit back and enjoy all we have prepared for you. I'm just Jenny.
And I'm still Sammi. Let's get started. Twitch, a company I technically work for, is joining the very long list of companies who are shutting down portions of their company for profit. Twitch Korea seems to be shutting down on February 27th, 2024, due to the fact that it is operating at negative income. CEO Daniel Clancy remarked on the many ways they tried to make Twitch in Korea more profitable, from a peer-to-peer model for source quality and adjusted fixed source qualities. Unfortunately, it seems that none of this was able to save Twitch Korea, and they still are needing to shut down. In a tweet, Daniel Clancy said, "I wanted to quickly send my thoughts out to the Korean streamers that are impacted by the decision we have announced today. I hope for the best for those affected by this decision."
For all the other fake gamers out there, I'm one of you as well, no shame. Vampire Survivors is a rogue-like shoot-'em-up style game released about a year ago on PC, mobile, Xbox, and the Switch. Earlier today, Ponkel, which is Vampire Survivors' developer, announced an upcoming collaboration. You will not be able to guess who they are collaborating with. That's right, gamers. The Mungpire Susvivors is real. Credit where credit is due, I stole that play on words from our producer Jade. But wordplay aside, the DLC titled Emergency Meeting is dropping on December 18th for those interested.
Good news for fellow Pixar lovers who love a good theater trip. Pixar's Turning Red, Luca, and Soul will be released in theaters for the first time in 2024. This comes after a Disney Plus only release for these three movies as COVID-19 shut down many public spaces, including movie theaters, and people were unable to see them. As for release dates, Soul will come to theaters on January 19th, Turning Red will come to theaters on February 9th, and Luca will come to theaters on March 22nd. I can't wait to be able to watch these three amazing Pixar films in theaters once they release.
Nicolas Cage. The legendary actor himself might only have a few films left before retiring. In a recent interview with Vanity Fair, Cage claimed that he couldn't do much better than what he's already done, and I quote, wants to end on a high note. Cage also wants to spend more time with his family, which retiring will do. IGN theorized that the 3 to 4 films left do not include the current films he's working on, so we've still got some time before we have to say goodbye to him. If you want to get your Nick Cage fix, check out Dream Scenario in theaters right now. Well, not right now, because you're watching ASG.
Bob Iger, everyone's favorite CEO, released a statement on why the Marvels, performed so poorly in theaters. Is it because toxic Marvel fanboys hate to see strong and powerful women? Not according to Bob Iger. Iger said the reason the film fell apart was because it was shot during COVID-19 and there weren't enough supervision on set. He also said, "I would say right now my number one priority is to help the studio turn around creatively." It seems that Iger wants to focus on creativity going forward with the studios. Hopefully, Iger can fix the soullessness of the current MCU without giving in to the demands of the toxic fanboys.
Capitalism bad. I know, hot take. Give me my awards, groundbreaking statement right there. Street Fighter VI is in some hot water because of capitalism. Fans are very, very mad. With the upcoming Outfit 3 release, fans were quite unhappy to learn the pricing. Each outfit is only available through the fighter coins, which are only purchased with real-world money. Using my math major brain, each outfit costs about $5.99, and in order to get all of the available outfits for all of the characters, you would need to spend $100. That's cringe. Please, Capcom, please just do better.
After the break, Ryan talks about The Wizard of Oz.
And Sammi commits intellectual property plagiarism. All systems go. We'll be right back.
Up next, Ryan is discussing how The Wizard of Oz is connected to tax fraud.
The Wizard of Oz was a touchstone of filmmaking, truly a title that spans generations. But let me cue you in on a little secret. Most Wizard of Oz novels are in the public domain. That means anyone, even you and me, can make a Wizard of Oz movie. Over the year, countless studios have. There's Tom and Jerry in The Wizard of Oz, or Oz, the Great and Powerful. Heck, the Steam Engineers of Oz. But none of these hold a candle to Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return. The film received a wide release in May of 2014, and it bombed hard. Information from Box Office Mojo would suggest that within 3 weeks, the film struggled to make $6 million. Globally, it barely grossed $20 million. Not to mention, the animation looks stiff and limited, barely a cut above that of a direct-to-DVD film. It seems like the whole budget was just blown to get A-list voice talent. You have Liam Mitchell of Glee fame voicing Dorothy. The Tin Man is none other than Kelsey Grammer. There's also SNL alumni John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, and Martin Short, playing the Lion, Scarecrow, and the antagonist respectively, along with none other than Patrick Stewart in a supporting role. It can be easy to scoff at this. After all, ever since Shrek came out, studios have become obsessed with filling their movie voice cast with celebrities instead of voice actors. But this wasn't a film funded by a major studio like Disney or DreamWorks. Instead, it was distributed by a company called Clarios Entertainment. Chances are you've never heard of them before. After all, they only made this one film. This isn't just some random children's film. It's quite possibly the strangest production history for a film I've ever seen. Up there with the likes of The Room or Cats. Buckle up, this story is about to get pretty wild. Based on information from The Warp, our story begins back in 2006 with 2 men named Ryan and Roland Carroll. Both men are known fraudsters, having received cease and desist letters from selling stocks and bonds on the black market. In 2010, they recruited a 3rd member named Greg Sesternino. He'll be very important later in this story. The trio would encourage people to invest their life savings into the film, insisting that it be the start of a multimedia franchise, making such outlandish estimates like the film would gross over $700 million, not to mention sequels, spin-offs, and a TV show, a Wizard of Oz cinematic universe, if you will, and some investors bought that hook, line, and sinker. So obviously, when the film bombed, investors were furious, with one archived quote on Cartoon Brew saying, "The big Hollywood elite don't want this effort to succeed. Maybe we got their attention because they amassed their army of top-paid critics who wield their poisonous pens in a smear campaign against this wonderful family picture. These seemingly aren't just reviews of the average film not liked by critics. They are propaganda written to dissuade everyone from seeing this film." Things only get worse. While over $100 million was conned away, the film only had a budget of $70 million. Where did the missing $30 million go? It appears to have been embezzled. In 2019, a complaint was filed in the Central District of California Court by several investors of the film. Based on their insider information, they alleged part of this money was used by Greg Sesternino to fund the career of his son, Noah Sesternino. Noah would go on to have roles in Disney sitcoms like Austin and Ally, and have a starring role in the film Black Adam. Ouch. The plaintiffs also sued that even if arrested, Sesternino and the Carrolls had hidden bank accounts acting as golden parachutes. They also had connections to convicted salesman Kevin Trudeau. Some other highlights from this 100-page document include: when other major parties were interested in the project, they weren't allowed to audit records, because anyone with knowledge would see that the accounting records were fraudulent. No real attempts were made to find experienced screenwriters, instead being given to those who had never written for a film before. Crazy Greg would make claims that Disney had sabotaged the film. Ironic, considering his son was part of a Disney sitcom. While promised a team of top talent to do animation, it was actually pawned off for $22 million to a studio in India. Most importantly, promote the film as little and as poorly as possible. So in effect, taking a cue from Mel Brooks' classic The Producers, make something so bad and awful, and intentionally let it flop, then run away with the money when no one's looking. With all that said, while the court case is yet to be settled, one thing is evident. While going off the yellow brick road may be the easy way out, in the long run, all shortcomings will be obvious in the end.
Sammi is deep diving the Magnus Archives, Brian David Gilbert style. Let's check it out.
Welcome to my very first video for All Systems Go. Today we are covering the Magnus Archives, an amazing horror podcast by the wonderful Jonathan Sims and Alexander J. Newell. The podcast revolves mostly around Jonathan Sims, the head archivist of the Magnus Institute, as he investigates the many paranormal incidents that have occurred around the world. Him and his archival assistants, Martin K. Blackwood, Tim Stoker, and Sasha James, are in charge of reading statements of paranormal activities and investigating them. Now, this podcast has seemingly become my comfort show, and I definitely do not have an obsession whatsoever. Yeah, right. This is where we cut to the Spotify image of 60,000 minutes watched. Alright, fine. It seems I do have an obsession, but that makes me the perfect candidate for someone who can summarize the first 40 episodes in 10 words or less. So, let's get to it. We're gonna speedrun this. Episode 1, Anglerfish. Smoking kills. Episode 2, Do Not Open. Literally the smartest character in the show. Episode 3, Across the Street. Wow, a shapeshifter. That's definitely not important later. Episode 4, Page Turner. Jurgen Leitner. Stupid idiot Jurgen Leitner. Episode 5, Thrown Away. Weird things in the trash. How is this horror? Episode 6, Squirm. Sex and worms. Episode 7, The Piper. A really interesting take on a real-life poet. Episode 8, Burned Out. Ooh, a spooky house. So scary. Episode 9, A Father's Love. Father trauma? What's that? Never heard of it. Episode 10, Vampire Killer. Smoking Kills Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Episode 11, Dreamer. Antonio Blake is a cinnamon roll, and I love him. Episode 12, First Aid. Gerard Key is a cinnamon roll, and I love him. Episode 13, Alone. Jonathan Sims would get fired from a customer service job immediately. Episode 14, Piecemeal. Evil magic elderly woman who loves jigsaw puzzles. Episode 15, Lost John's Cave. When lost, don't panic. Instead, sacrifice your sister. Episode 16, Arachnophobia. I hate spiders. And this episode. Wanna guess why? Episode 17, The Bone Turner's Tale. Why are there so many messed up books? Episode 18, The Man Upstairs. What's more scary than a bad upstairs neighbor? Episode 19, Confession. Cannibalistic Catholic Priest. Episode 20, Desecrated Host. Cannibalistic Catholic Priest Part 2. Episode 21, Freefall. Honestly, I wish I would be consumed by the sky. Episode 22, Colony. Martin episode! And Worms. Episode 23, Schwarzwald. To quote Brian David Gilbert, history is so boring. Episode 24, Strange Music. Episode 24, Strange Music. Murderous clown dolls and a creepy calliope. Episode 25, Growing Dark. The truest depiction of the most normal roommate ever. Episode 26, A Distortion. A weird man named Michael. And Worms? Episode 27, A Sturdy Lock. Jonathan Sims surely loves evil doors. Episode 28, Skin Tight. Supernatural YouTube channel in my supernatural horror podcast. Episode 29, Cheating Death. Game with death goes poorly, not clickbait. Episode 30, Killing Floor. This episode is actually just the back rooms. Episode 31, First Hunt. Guns kill. And so do ravenous monster people. Episode 32, Hive. Singing wasps. And worms? Episode 33, Boatswain's Call. Tim critiques Jonathan's inability to read. Episode 34, Anatomy Class. Why does this apple have bone in it? Episode 35, Old Passages. This podcast sure loves Gerard Key and evil books. Episode 36, Take an L. Zippo lighter with a web pattern. Definitely unimportant. Episode 37, Burnt Offering. Messing with a random magic ritual? What could go wrong? Episode 38, Lost and Found. Homophobic Vase. Episode 39, Infestation. Worms! So many worms! Episode 40, Human Remains. Why does Sasha sound different? It couldn't be a shapeshifter. Thank y'all for watching my silly little video on the first season of the Magnus Archives. It's a very good podcast. I fully recommend checking it out if you like horror. Genuinely not a waste of 60,000 minutes of your time. Genuinely worth the 60,000 minutes of your time. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. After the break, I'll be leading my very first panel. Stay tuned. Attack on Titan is a marvelous anime that started all the way back in 2013. It recently concluded its anime run on November 5th, 2023. We here at ASG know the importance of not spoiling, and so we waited a month to do this panel of discussing our thoughts on the finale. On the panel with me is Kayla, Eric, and Cam. And in this case, in case you didn't get the memo, spoiler warning for Attack on Titan. So, what are y'all's thoughts on the anime?
Good.
Wait,
why is it-
I
Shut up, Cam.
knew nothing about this anime, and so I was convinced to watch it. The only thing I knew is that the people on Tumblr in 2013 shipped these two girls, and I definitely thought that they were dating, but
Which two?
Annie and Krista.
Yeah.
So then, like, while we were watching, I was like, oh, so Krista's gay, right? And he was like, huh? And I was like, right? Because on Tumblr, they shipped her with Annie. And, like,
That's
the
your
whole
basis
time-
for your
And
assumptions?
so, like, the whole time he was trying not to, like,
Tumblr ships?
tell me anything. Because, I mean, no spoilers. But I ended up really liking it. I finished
we do
it.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Well,
We gave the warning.
well, no spoilers when I was watching it.
Oh,
So
okay.
he didn't want to spoil anything. So he was like, oh, so, like, interesting that you think that. So then, but yeah, I finished it in, like, a month. I binged it. And I don't think anyone should binge that show. That's not how the show is meant to be watched, unfortunately.
I agree.
I'm being looked at, so I'm assuming out next.
Eric, you just finished it, like,
Yeah, right before we
10
went on
minutes
air.
before.
Well, I
I-
literally 10 minutes ago finished it.
But I've been watching since 2013. I watched season 1 back in like middle school. Thought it was very boring. It is. I actually will stand by that. Season 1 is not very good. But season 2, it's a fight through. Once you get past like season 1 being kind of boring, it's off the grade. It's on. It just sticks running.
It's not even after season 1. It's like also halfway through season 2, I feel like.
They're in
Season
that-
4 literally had me wanting to jump.
That one part where all of the like mostly minor characters and I think Connie are inside the bunker and that one guy does the thing with the gun. He smiles and puts. That scene's very funny, but also that entire section is so lame. It's like 20 chapters of the manga or something.
Real. So, which character death hurt you guys the most?
all of them.
I cried so hard when Hanji died, I almost threw up.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I almost had to pause it.
Hanji's? Because Hanji's death is also so unneeded. Like, she totally could have
Unnecessary.
not died.
She did it because she wanted to look cool.
Yeah, no, she definitely
What
didn't.
do you mean? She sacrificed herself.
Right, thank you.
It's literally.
And did it slow them out down at all?
Yeah, no,
no.
like, she killed like 5 of them. Like,
Yeah.
she
She
did
definitely
nothing.
killed more than
That
5.
doesn't do anything.
Let's rerun.
She
rerun,
stalled long enough.
Rerun the tapes.
They almost died. They were almost died all the same.
So, who is your favorite character of the show?
Queen
Marco.
Historia.
Marco. She dies in like the 5th episode.
What happened to Marco?
Historia.
Historia.
I was lying. Despite how much I talk, how badly I talk about him, Reiner.
Okay.
Reiner's really.
Historia, because she's like me, for real.
Explain.
Historia?
She's just like me, for real. Like, I know. She's so me.
Explain.
Just everything about her is so me.
Yeah, it's
That's-
say Reiner or Levi.
They're gonna say Bertel for a
The
second.
second is Hanji,
No.
though. Hanji's a really close.
Bertold's useless.
Sasha was my favorite character.
Oh yeah, Sasha.
Potato Girl. Oh, that's also the only other
I
thing I
folded
knew was
seconds for
Potato
Sasha, I'm
Girl.
not
Potato
lie.
Girl. What?
Nothing.
No, he's real for that one. He's fitting.
I actually don't know the name of the creator, but he consistently makes good designs for that show. Like, I don't think he ever fumbled, like, at all.
Real. The Saul Goodman Titan.
so good.
Okay, not specifically him, but yeah.
That design, flawless.
Isn't it like in the first book?
No, I think it's like in season 4 that it happens. Is it the first one?
I've seen it in the first book. There's like a big page of just Saul Goodman Titan on it.
Oh. So, who was your least favorite character?
Aaron.
Okay. Straight
Whiny,
off the bat.
baby, and then literally commits genocide.
I feel like whiny is a weird word to use
Season
for.
1 through 3, he's like, wah, wah, wah. He cries over everything. Like, actually, like,
Were we watching the same show?
He does cry a lot.
Every character cries a lot. If they
No,
weren't
he cries
crying.
so much more.
I'd rather a show with
And
the
he's
characters
so
have zero emotion.
he makes everything about himself. Like someone will die, and he's like, "Oh my god."
I feel like
oh
you
my
can't-
Saying
God,
he makes it
oh,
all about
oh."
himself is kind of not.
Because it is all about him,
Because literally
unfortunately.
The whole reason he does this is for his friend.
And it's annoying. And he's a Mary Sue, and he's very annoying.
I feel like you're just using words right now.
Mary Sue,
Just
it's
saying
like
stuff?
he can't die, and he has got all these powers just because why not let
Just
him have
buzzwords. Just
these
constant buzzwords.
powers?
Just saying stuff. I get not liking Aaron, but just saying stuff.
Eric,
He's a
who's-
Mary Sue.
Who is your least favorite character?
Please come back to me.
Cam.
That's I don't think there's like a single character like
Gabi?
Gabby.
I hated. Well, I thought she was okay.
She's well written. Like
I don't think
Gabby is
she-
terrible.
She fits her what she
killed
needs to do.
Sasha.
She is terrible.
And she
Terrible
has a
character.
really
Terrible.
strong arc.
Oh, Annie.
She's
I don't
terrible.
like Annie.
Annie, real.
I can't forgive her because
I support women's wrongs.
that was some big wrongs.
My answer is Bertel. He's just kind of boring. He's just kind of
Big wrongs, but Aaron gets a free pass. Hello.
No, nobody says that. Who says that? Who's like Aaron was right?
Okay, controversial question. Do you guys agree with Aaron?
No.
Well, like he had no choice, so like I suppose yeah. I mean, what else is there to do?
Do you
But
agree with Hitler? What? No.
No. That's crazy. But he quite literally had no choice. I don't agree with what he did, but I know why he did, and it's really sad that he had to. And like that's all that I have to say about that.
know if
Everyone
he
has
had
to say
to,
about
though.
that.
He-
That's
he
all everyone has to
specifically-
say about that.
Well, that's all we got for this panel. I hope you enjoyed us talking about this wonderful anime. After the break, Eric is doing a Pokemon battle of ASG members.
ASG and the Blurb are fighting. Let's see Eric catch them all.
The Super Amazing TV2 Entertainment Pokemon Cross Tag Tournament, or All Systems Blur for short. I'm your host, Professor Branch, and in this experimental game, we surveyed the cast of everyone's favorite pop culture nerd shows, All Systems Go and The Blurb. Using these surveys, I was able to formulate different Pokemon teams to find out which show is superior. And because I can't battle myself, I got some outside help through two of my friends, Nicholas, aka Leaf Boy, and Michael, aka Roctimus Prime, otherwise known as the Twins. The rules are simple. The game will take place over several rounds of battling with different themings for each one. Whatever team has the most victories at the end wins, and earns the highly sought prize of bragging rights. In this first round, the teams were determined by the results of a survey taken by members of both shows. With that in mind, let's see what our lovely cast members have been casted as. For Team Blur, we have Nick as Balooza, the water cycle jettison Pokemon, everyone's favorite little guy as the Sinnoh Yanmega, Gambit as the fossil Pokemon Auroras, Fennel as the ground but should be bug Dragon Flygon, and Anne-Marie and Cohlman as the classic Kanto Pokemon, Clefable and Lapras. While for Team ASG, we've got Kayla as the Flying Fairy Togekiss, Jade as the futuristic Iron Moth, Brody as the classic Snorlax, Sammi as the terrifying Garchomp, Brandon as the Sly Weavile, and Enrique as the banned OU King Aegislash. In this opening match, we see Trainer Nicholas attempting to use setup moves like Snow Warning and Stealth Rock to turn the brute strength of Team ASG against them, but the sheer power of the team and an ill-timed switch to Anne-Marie meant it all fell apart. Although Fennel did almost bring it back, but even then, the disadvantage was too great. To break it down even further and provide a little bit of context here, in general, the Team ASG has way more power than Team Blurb. It's especially notable that Enrique's Pokemon, Aegislash, was banned in its original generation for just being that good, and there was no real counter to it until Flygon came into play. Round 1 goes to All Systems Go. On to round 2. For round 2, things were a bit different. This time the teams were made by taking the favorite Pokemon of each cast and tech member and putting them all together on one team. Now we get to discover if it's actually possible to win with your favorites when both players know the meta of the game. I wasn't lying when I said it was an experiment. This round sees that Nicholas's plan actually ends up working. See, Anne-Marie, who got Lapras again, both her favorite and the one she got casted as, ironically enough. Lapras has an insanely big pool of moves, specifically one-hit KOs. So all Nicholas needed to do was get lucky, and suddenly Team Blurb was at an insane advantage, which is what happened. Between this and everyone's favorite little guys, Shedinja, coming in clutch. The match was insanely close. Research was constantly happening mid-game to adapt to new strategies, and Mike only had 2 words after Incineroar got buffed in the middle of the match. Oh although there were some unfortunate plays for Team Blurb. The website we use for this Pokemon Showdown usually consistently works, but for this format things were a bit different. For some reason it just decided not to have Eevee's Z-move works, which is unfortunate because that would have put Team Blurb at an insane advantage, but it didn't matter all the same. While ASG had the same strength advantage as before and managed to take out 2 members of the Blurb for free after crippling Anne-Marie, the Blurb managed to bring it back thanks to the efforts of everyone's favorite little guy and their Wonder Guard ability, with Cohlman and Gambit's faves dealing the needed finishing blow. On to round 3.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
PokèASG. Now for the final round, we have more of a mental experiment. The teams for round 3 were decided off what people perceived are the best Pokemon competitively, which yielded very interesting results when your participants don't keep up with the meta. This pool had a lot of legendaries and a weird amount of Pikachu. Like, 3 isn't that many, but still more than I thought people would say. Although the balance of power is stacked in Team ASG's favor, Team Blurb still had a chance to take it back. The opening move was Brandon versus Gambit, both Pokemon the gimmick choices of their respective teams. But things changed once Kayla's Rayquaza and Fennel's Mudsdale were swapped in. See, Mudsdale has an ability called Stamina that ups its defense every time it's hit by a physical attack. And then Nick, the fool that he is, used Scale Shot, a move that can hit from 1 to 5 times in a single turn. This turned Mudsdale into a tank that wrecked 60% of Team ASG. Despite even the overwhelming might of the horse, it went down eventually, and that was almost enough to win the game, as Jenny's Gardevoir was able to Mega Evolve and turn a decent chunk of Team Blurb into dust. For those not in the know, Mega Evolution is a temporary mid-battle power-up to specific Pokemon. It can easily turn the tide of any battle because it changes both ability and stats. But things would take another turn once Aeron was brought back out and managed to hit both Gardevoir and Enrique's Victini with Endeavor. Endeavor causes the target's HP to equal the user's current HP, which for a Pokemon like Aeron, which is fairly weak, means that it takes a major dive in HP, basically being on 1% health. This was the strategy that Gambit submitted and Michael tried to execute before, and now we're seeing it come to fruition. Both Pokemon were brought to their knees in 2 turns. And Victini was finished off, and with a sacrifice from the Blurb's director Sophia, Michael was able to switch in and finish off Gardevoir with Anne-Marie's Rillaboom, allowing Team Blurb to take the win. Or did they? See, when making this video, I asked myself, how can I be more like the Pokemon Company? And then it came to me. Ken Sugimori himself sent me the message of, make them have to watch 2 individual videos to find out the full story. So I followed his directive. See, you've only watched one half of the story. There's another half out there that tells the real thing, the full story. Did the Blurb truly win, or did ASG manage to take it back? Who knows, until you watch it. To find the true story, go to the Blurb's YouTube channel and watch the December 5th replay to find out what really happened. Also follow me on YouTube, stupid.
After the break, join Jenny and the cast as we do another round of ASG Academic Challenge.
Remember that game show I did a couple episodes ago? I've got even more questions. Shut up, Cam, I didn't ask. To review the format, who said no? Shut up, Brody, okay? Anyways, to review the format, once you say the answer, or once you know the answer, say buzz and raise your hand. If you buzz, you must have an answer. If you answer correctly before a specific point in the question, you get 15 points. This is also known as powering. If you answer incorrectly before the question is finished being read, you get -5 points. Womp womp, sucks for you. If you answer correctly at any point, you will get 10 points. I will give you 5-ish seconds after I finish reading the questions to answer. If no answer is given, the question is considered dead. No need to worry about scoring. That's what Jenica here is for. So, good luck. First, I need to review our contestants. So, way over on the left side, we have Cam. Yay, Cam. I'm sorry I told you to shut up when it was actually Brody who is being mean to me. Hi, Brody. Brody's up next. Yay, Brody. Woohoo. Actually, not yay because you told me no. Okay, then next up we have Sammi, my co-host. Love you. This one's for you. Love you. Yeah. And then lastly, we have Brandon. I'm never, ever going to forget your name again.
Can't believe you remember.
Shout out to our longtime watchers of ASG who watched episode 1 and watched me forget Brandon's name live on air. So yeah, all right. Any last questions before I start?
No, ma'am. No.
All right. I will get started then. we're going to pick up with question 8 because I had 20 questions for the first one.
Oh.
And I got through 7 of them. So, question 8. This word, which has both noun and verb forms, is central to the plot of a popular video game series, turned animated series, turned manga series. The feeling just so happens to also be the game's mastermind's ultimate or super high school level talent. For 10 points, what emotion...
Buzz.
Yes, Brandon.
Danganronpa.
Incorrect.
Oh, negative.
For 10 points, what emotion drove Junko Enoshima to starting the events of Danganronpa?
I don't know this.
Yeah, I don't know. Dang it, Grandpa.
No, Kayla, you're not on the show. All right. The emotion, you were correct. It was Danganronpa, but the emotion is despair. Boo, womp womp, you should have listened to the question better.
I should have.
All right.
I fell for the classic
So,
trap.
that
That was
is
fun.
negative
That was
5 for you, Brandon. So we already have negative 5 for Brandon. Have that? You have that down? Alrighty.
Guys, if we none of us
I
answer,
appreciate
we could get first by default now.
you. What?
Don't worry about it.
I'm down.
All right. Anyways, okay. Question 9. This alias is not just for one person, as multiple users have held the title. After experimenting with their new powers, the main character was given this nickname by the general public. Though hesitant at first, he finally accepted the role and started a killing spree in the name of Justice. For 10 points, what nickname was given to the users of the Death Note?
Buzz.
Yes, Brody.
God?
Oh, Buzz.
God, no.
Buzz.
Yes, Sammy.
Kira.
Yes, Kira. Why did you say God?
I don't know. It's been a minute since I've seen Death Note, okay? Sue me.
Yes, he does, but that's not the nickname that he's given. Anyways, yes, Sammy. Also, after after the question is finished being read, you can buzz all to your heart's content because you won't get negative 5 after I've finished reading it.
Okay.
Oh, you won't?
No, it's only when I'm reading the question.
Okay.
Yeah, you fool.
So, yes, Sammy, you get 10 points. I can think in my brain. All right.
First place.
Next question. Question 10. Oh, Lord. This artist is well known for their electronic rock songs based off of various pop culture IPs, such as My Little Pony and Five Nights at Freddy's. For 10 points, what band is...
Buzz?
Yes, Brandon.
The Living Tombstone?
Correct. That is 10 points. All right, nice job. Okay.
You gotta pick it up, Cam.
Maybe you should just be better.
Ow.
No, you shouldn't tag in. You should have just been on the show. All right, question 11.
Shut up, Eric.
This television series originally aired in 1996 on PBS. WBGH TV initially contacted Mark Brown, the author of the original book series, to ask about a potential TV show adaptation. For 10 points, what children's cartoon centers an 8-year-old anthropomorphic aardvark?
Buzz?
Yes, Brody.
Arthur?
Yes, correct. 10 points.
Whoa.
It is Arthur. Nice job. Okay.
On the board.
Next question. Question 12. This WildWorks MMO, best known for its rare item black market, launched in 2010. The children's game was developed in collaboration with National Geographic to educate kids about zoology. For 10 points, what Flash game is home to Jamaa?
Buzz?
Yes, Sammy.
Animal Jam.
Correct. Animal Jam, I love it. I still play Animal Jam to this day. I actually played it earlier today. All right, so 10 points to Sammy. All right. Question 13. This immature older brother went through a significant character arc through the course of his show. Though initially misogynistic, this character ended up respecting the Kyoshi warriors after training with them. For 10 points, what Avatar, is that how you say that? Avatar?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I stopped being able to read for a second. What Avatar The Last Airbender buddy has it rough?
Buzz?
Yes.
Wait.
Sammy.
Sokka.
Sokka?
Sokka.
Yes, correct. Sorry, I heard Sammy's buzz first. Sorry, I also forgot how to read. But yes, that is 10 points to Sammy. All right.
Can we get more Avatar questions?
Can I? No, because I've seen like 5 episodes of Avatar. Literally.
Tried to raise my hand.
Okay, so next we have question 14. This is a good one. This Minecraft YouTuber turned Twitch streamer dropped out of the University of California, Santa Barbara after finding success on YouTube in late 2011. The YouTuber initially made Call of Duty videos, but eventually shifted to Minecraft after CNanners, another YouTuber, introduced him to the game. For 10 points, what American YouTuber and Twitch streamer is best known for saying, Creeper, aw man?
Buzz.
Yes, Sammy.
Captain Sparkles.
Correct, Captain Sparkles.
We can't catch a break.
Jenny and I are just the same.
All
We're on
right.
the same wavelengths.
Question 15. This American voice actor graduated from UCLA with a bachelor's degree in political science. He is well known for his work on various shows like Miraculous Ladybug, Danganronpa, and Blue Exorcist, Sword Art Online, Demon Slayer, and Attack on Titan. For 10 points, what voice actor is typecast for whiny man main characters like Eren Yeager? You have to say Buzz, or I'm not going to call on you. Yes,
okay,
Cam.
I'm saying it now.
Okay,
Bryce Pappenbrook?
correct. 10 points to Cam.
Let's go, buddy.
All right, I'm being told to rap. You should tell me better because I can't see. Anyways, who won?
Well, that would be Sammy with 40 points.
All right, great job, Sammy.
Brody and Cam, and in third place, Brandon with 5.
All right.
Oh,
Anyways,
how you fell.
our winner is Sammy. But after the break, Cohlman plays Smash 64 Remix. All systems go. We'll be right back. Nintendo, please plug your ears. Coleman's playing a ROM hack on the N64. Let's check it out.
Boys and girls, what you see in front of you is a ROM hack of Smash 64 called Smash Remix. Basically, it's a glorified Smash 64 with a whole lot more content pertaining to a lot of the future Smash games, but still keeping the entirety of the original Smash 64 aesthetic. For example, you still have all the traditional modes, but there's a whole lot of remix modes. There's a remix classic mode, which is pretty much an entirely randomized classic mode each time, but still following the general blueprint of Smash 64. Plus, you have the All-Star mode and all the multi-man mode, Cruel Man, Home Run, yeah. So let's hop into Remix. So instead of the original 12 characters, you now have 29, with the exception, you have random here, so that's why it's not 30. But that's okay, because we're going to have a lot of fun with this. We have a whole boatload of a new roster to choose from here. I'm kind of feeling a bit of a Ganon mood today, so let's do Ganon. Oh god, Ganondorf versus Dr. Mario. Imagine a better way to start off your fight. Oh my god, this is such a cool stage. This is how a Dr. Mario stage should be. Let's go. Oh. Easy stuff. Oh yeah, Conker's also in this game from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Imagine fighting a team of Conkers, bruh.
Wow, I never would have known!
Okay. The advantage for team battles is spam grab. Give me that Pokeball. And of course it's Goldie. Yes, I needed that star. Ganondorf with his little cannonball. But man, jumping is so hard with this thing. Okay. Quick confession. I'm using like a third-party Nintendo 64 gamepad plugged into my PC, and so for some reason my controller doesn't want to register either the A button or the Z button, so as a result I had to map A to the down C stick arrow button, and then I had to map Z to, no joke, my 64 D-pad, like the left D-pad. So I have to tap jump because I can't register my jump to any particular button because it won't let me. That's always fun. But it's okay because we got the melee target test theme here. I'm so mean. Giant Mewtwo. His face. Whoa, is there like a commentated track on this thing? Wow. I can. Oh, I just killed my own teammate. I wonder if you could... Holy crap, you can! That is so awesome. That is so not awesome. One great thing I personally love about this remake, or not this remake, this ROM hack, is that it still keeps the blueprint aesthetic of the Smash 64 arcade mode, the classic mode, but like, it's randomized each time. So you'll always have like some one-on-ones, some two-on-twos, some giant characters you have to fight teams, and then like a glorified strong character like how we typically get Metal Mario. I know that sometimes we get Super Sonic, and then there was one time I got the Mad Piano, and my reaction to it was so funny. Here's a clip of it. Mad Piano? What? What? Mad Piano as a boss from Mario 64? Oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen! This is no joke, the best thing I've ever seen in any ROM hack. Oh my god! It's got a top! Alright, ooh, Ganondorf versus Giga Bowser. Hot take, but canonically, Bowser smokes Ganon. Just saying. Ah, finally. See, I'm telling you, just that you have to spam Warlock Punch. Well, that's been Smash Remix. It's a really, really good, well put together ROM hack. If you're gonna play it though, use a USB controller that actually reads all its buttons. Holy crap, that looks awesome. But yeah, that's been Smash Remix. Give it a try. Public service announcement closed. That's all. Thanks. Bye.
Up next, Brody tells us about the American adaptation of Kamen Rider movies.
I know I talk about Kamen Rider a lot. I basically might as well be known as the guy who loves Kamen Rider. But, in honor of me being mutuals with Stephen Sean Ford on Twitter, I decided to take some time and talk about the 2 times Kamen Rider was adapted here in the US. The year is 1995. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is premiering its 3rd season with a 3-part episode titled A Friend in Need, where the Rangers travel to Alpha 5's home planet of Edenoi, which is under attack by the evil Count Dragon. There they meet Prince Dex, who transforms into the Masked Rider, aiding the Rangers in their fight. Okay, so basically this super random crossover turned out to be a backdoor pilot for an adaptation of the 1988 series Kamen Rider Black RX. Why Black RX specifically? Well, it was the most recently aired full-length season of Kamen Rider in Japan, as by 1995 the franchise shifted into doing standalone films. Anyways, enough about that. What was Saban's Masked Rider about? Prince Dex, played by T.J. Roberts, escapes from his home planet of Edenoi to Earth, set on protecting him from his uncle, Count Dragon. Dex is adopted by the Stewart family, consisting of parents Hal and Barbara, teen daughter Molly, and young son Albie. I can't believe I have to invoke the unholy name here, but yes, I'll mention Furbus, who's this bipedal alien that hangs around Dex a lot and had to be hidden from the parents for most of the show. Dex spends the show going to school, learning Earth culture, and fighting off the various insectivore monsters sent by Count Dragon. Speaking of fighting monsters, now we can talk about Dex's Masked Rider form. As mentioned before, it's basically the Black RX suit, though in one episode, Albie has a dream where he becomes Masked Rider, and they use the Zeto and J suits for some reason. Dex receives 2 power-ups, Super Blue, which is the Bio Rider suit, and Super Gold, which uses the Robo Rider suit. He also has the Electro Saber, Ecto Ray, and Blue Saber, plus Combat Chopper and Magnum, his personal vehicles, which are also sentient for some reason. After countless episodes of battling his uncle's forces, it all comes to a head in the 37th, but actually 40th and final, episode, The Invasion of Leewood. Dex has to face the mighty Bruticon, who is so powerful, Dex's grandfather, King Lexian, suggests he calls upon the previous Masked Rider warriors of Edenoi to aid him. Yes, that's right. This is the episode where the I Am Amazon meme comes from. For some reason, they used the scenes with the 10 Legend Riders and Black RX, but got the names all mixed up and cut them out of order. I'll play them side by side for comparison so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Holy shit. Do not try to rise yet, Dex. How do you feel, young Masked Rider? Your grandfather Lexian sent us. It appears we were just in time.
Bruticon is more powerful than we imagined, but he can be defeated if we work together.
I am Masked Rider Warrior Leader at your service.
I am Warrior Commander. I am B3. I am Rider-Man. I am Masked Rider X. I am Amazon. Strong man at your service. I am Z-Cross.
Amazon. 仮面ライダーストロンガースカイライダー俺は仮面ライダースーパーワン俺は仮面ライダーテクラス
After this episode aired, they had 3 more episodes, and then that was the end of Saban's Masked Rider, but only the beginning for Rider adaptations. After over a decade, Kamen Rider came back to the States on the CW. Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, an adaptation of 2002's Kamen Rider Ryuki, aired from December 2008 to December 2009. It follows Kit Taylor, played by Stephen Sean Ford, who stumbles upon an advent deck while looking for his missing father. He gets roped into the weird world of Ventara, which exists on the other side of our mirrors. Unlike Masked Rider before it, Dragon Knight opted to rely heavily on concepts from the series it adapted, as well as borrowing names and phrases from Ryuki. Kit teams up with Kamen Riders from Ventara to defeat Xaviax, a warlord hellbent on restoring his home planet, while also encountering the Earth doppelgangers of his Ventaran allies, as well as Adam, his counterpart from Ventara and former user of the Dragon Knight deck. Just as a quick headcount, we have Dragon Knight, Wing Knight, Incisor, Torque, Camo, Strike, Thrust, Sting, Axe, Spear, Siren, Wrath, and Onyx. After waking Advent Master Ubulon, the 13 riders join together and defeat Xaviax with the power of Link Vent. The Earth Riders have their memories wiped, while Kit becomes the sole owner of the Dragon Knight deck, remaining as Earth's only active Kamen Rider. There's a lot more I could have covered for both series, such as the handful of other characters in both shows, the weird name conundrum for Saban's adaptation of Shadow Moon in Masked Rider, and a bunch of other production facts and information. I do suggest checking out Kamen Rider Dragon Knight and, to an extent, Saban's Masked Rider. Oh, and if Stephen Sean Ford ever sees this, thank you for being a part of my childhood and being my first introduction to Kamen Rider as a kid. I've been Brody Markovitz, signing off.
After the break, we have awards aplenty.
And those won't even be all the awards for today. All systems go. We'll be right back.
Hey, folks. I'm not Jeff Keighley, and tonight we'll be talking about the Game Awards. Tonight we have Cohlman, Cam, Emery, and Eric. And we are going to be talking about some expectations for the show and some of the categories. Let's go.
All right.
Okay. Starting things off with the big one, Game of the Year.
Woo.
And also, reminder that for the first person who mentions Blade G3, there is a sniper pointing straight at you.
Why are you looking at me? Why are
We
you
know
looking
who
right
you
at me?
are.
You're looking right at. Okay, fine.
I guess why?
I feel attacked.
Since you're straightforward, please do so. Start
No,
off.
no, I don't feel welcomed anymore.
Come on, Emery.
Please introduce us to the magic that is Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, you said the name first, so okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're dead, Coleman.
Haha.
Should we mention the games?
Please do. Coleman, start.
Well, I mean, I haven't played it yet, but I mean, I can give my...
The nominees.
It's the nominees is what you think of. Which one's going to be the Game of the Year?
Oh. Well, okay, here's the thing. To be honest, before like Spider-Man 2 came out and even Baldur's Gate 3, I was personally thinking Tears of the Kingdom, and I still think it has a decent shot, but after seeing like what Spider-Man 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 like brought to the table and kind of reminiscing my thoughts on Tears of the Kingdom a little more, I kind of realized that I still think that the big three that are going to fight it out this year are Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3, and Spider-Man 2. But I think the two that's going to come down to is either Spider-Man 2 or Baldur's Gate 3. If I'm being totally honest, because as much as I love Tears of the Kingdom, it's kind of like a rehashed Breath of the Wild, but with still like a lot of new ideas still. There's a lot, it's a little complicated, but you know.
It's definitely interesting, but I wouldn't call Game of the Year material, because again, we've been through that game before, you know?
Yeah.
You know what game me and Eric love? We love Spider-Man.
What?
What?
We got the
What?
Special secret identity reveal.
There's
What?
so many
Oh
buttons.
my god.
So many buttons.
Yeah, oh my god. Why are you taking so long to unbutton that?
Not Eric casually carrying Spider-Man 2 wherever he goes. Is that a sealed
We got
copy?
the copy.
Oh, that's why you guys were. Okay.
We may be biased.
I think.
Real.
I think Mario Wonder's gonna win.
Definitely a serious contender.
Mario Wonder. That's my go-to.
That was a very 10 out of 10 reveal, only for you to just lose.
Anne-Marie, now that you're last, enlighten us.
Okay, so everyone here knows that I'm obsessed with Baldur's Gate, right?
Really?
Yeah, it's very well known. I have a problem. I admit it. Hi, I'm Anne-Marie, and I'm addicted to Baldur's Gate. But I don't think that it's going to win every category, but I think it definitely has a very good shot for this category in particular. But I agree with Cohlman. I think Spider-Man's the biggest competition in this one. But I have high hopes for a sweep. But I'm not hoping for a sweep. I want everyone to have their nice, lovely spotlight. I never hope for sweeps with things.
Definitely is going to be some heated competition there.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, if I were to cast my own vote, would be definitely Baldur's Gate 3. Although Spider-Man is giving the closest fight possible.
It's a very tight fight. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's gonna be Alan Wake 2, guys.
Oh, so I was joking.
Alan Wake 2 is gonna win it.
Yeah.
Well, up next we got another big one, Best Performance.
Ooh.
This is a hard one for me.
I think
Spider-Man 2.
I think Yuri Lowenthal. Yeah.
Okay. So I love Neil Newbin as Astarion. He like puts his heart and soul into this character, and I really want him to win this. Like if Baldur's Gate doesn't win anything, I want him to at least win this, because I feel like he really deserves it, because he like pours every ounce of effort into Astarion, and he's literally become this character at this point. And yeah, I really like Neil Newbin.
I do feel like you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 down a lot by saying if it wins anything.
No, I know I'm saying that so I don't get attacked, because I think it's gonna sweep, but I'm stuck next to. Yeah.
You say something?
Can I add something real quick? That picture of all of our nominees.
Yeah.
Is that a picture of Cal Kestis or his actor?
It is the actor. We know that he's.
Okay, the lightsaber threw me off so much. I was like, why did they just put Cal Kestis on there?
I forgot that game came
because he is Cal Kestis, though.
Actually, if I could pick
Does
somebody,
he have a poncho?
I'd like to pick Mary Jane's actor for Spider-Man 2, specifically the line where she's like, "Why am I always stuck with the mortgage?" I think that might be best performance of the year.
Some pills to tell you how you really feel.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy. If I were to say so myself, I do believe that Yuri's gonna win. Not only just because of Spider-Man, but also he did have some other memorable roles this year, like Smoke in Mortal Kombat, even though he didn't do much.
Oh God, he is Smoke.
He's
He is
also in
Smoke, yeah.
Spider-Man.
Buddy is Smoke.
Yeah, I think it was also in this like little-known game called Spider-Man.
maybe it's a little, but I try to keep things out of the cliche. Anyways, next one. Well, everybody knows that this was a packed year for films, so let's go into Best Adaptation.
Ooh, The Last of Us?
This was a good adaptation of Spider-Man, the movie.
Oh my god. So, okay.
I think Gran Turismo has it.
Yeah.
I personally think it's up to The Last of Us and Mario.
It's The Last of Us.
I think Castlevania might have a decent shot. I'm really liking that.
It was really good, but then it also falls into the Netflix curse of let's make a half a season and then not release everything.
Dude, that's a good point.
I think The Last of Us was probably the most popular by far.
Yeah,
I think
people
it's
were
probably
going
the best
crazy.
show.
Last of Us is gonna win for
It was
sure.
so good. I don't think it has really any competition.
Most definitely. Although I do believe the Super Mario Bros. Bring close fight.
I think
it's a fun movie.
I feel like
not a amazing movie.
To be honest, the only one I've seen out of all these is Mario, but I think The Last of Us probably has the best shot. But I think Mario would be like the runner-up.
I think Mario and Last of Us also have the advantage of they're having stuff come out with those movies.
Exactly.
Like, when was the last time we got a Castlevania thing?
It's probably their inclusion in Smash, maybe.
Well, that's unfortunately all the time we have for tonight. But do not worry, Austin will be taking a look down memory lane, looking at the best Game of the Year winners.
With the Game Awards coming up literally tomorrow from the initial airing of this, I wanted to take a look back at all the previous winners and analyze them just a little bit. Find out why they ended up winning, or even if they deserve to do so in the first place. The very first Game Awards took place in 2014, with the very first game of the year going to Dragon Age Inquisition. Admittedly, I didn't actually play this one, so I consulted a friend of mine who did. While this game was rather divisive among the masses, he did say the game was great, describing it as, quote, pretty huge on a scale perspective in terms of everything about it. So clearly, the game had the budget and spectacle needed to draw in the people. He also said the only other game that was nominated that year he'd consider giving the award to was Shadow of Mordor, which, honestly, I'd probably agree with that one because the Nemesis system absolutely rules. Now, if only the Nemesis system didn't get stuck in trademark hell. But really, what do I know? I'm just some nerd with opinions. Up next in the year 2015, we had The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt as the winner. The game came in like a storm, and not only was extremely popular with critics, it was loved by general audiences, with several people even claiming it to be their favorite game of all time, and for good reason, I'd say. The mechanics were serviceable, I'd say. Definitely not the most fun action combat ever made, with quite a bit of clunk, but the combat was definitely not the reason people played this game. No. Instead, it was the immersive and expansive world with fantastic writing, and choices that actually really impacted the world, in ways that not a lot of games tend to actually do. It was also fairly approachable for first-timers, not even really requiring having played the other Witcher titles or even having read the books at all, which is definitely the final major driving force for it having won, which is unfortunate, to say the least, as one of my favorite games of all time, Bloodborne, was under nomination in that same year. And while I do genuinely think it's overall the better game, it's a game that has a lot more of a reputation than Witcher 3 did. That reputation being associated with From's iconic difficulty, which meant many less people would have played it, and thus many less people from both the judge and general audience perspective would have ended up voting for the game. The next year of 2016 saw Overwatch as its winner, and I remember this being my first active disappointment in the winner of the Game of the Year, back when it did happen. As someone who used to be an Overwatch player myself, it was a fun multiplayer shooter with a lot of MOBA elements, and it was a game that I think just about everybody played that year. This was before Blizzard became outwardly accepted as a terrible company, and this was also before they ended up running the game itself into the ground with terrible updates and rebalances. But even back then, the more predatory loot box practices were already in play, even if they seemed more generous than a lot of their contemporaries at the time. It being during the good era of Overwatch is certainly why it ended up winning, as you couldn't go anywhere without hearing about the game. But the reason it disappointed me is because there were two games that I thought actively deserved the title significantly more. That being the 2016 Doom reboot, which was simply one of the most fun FPS games ever, and Uncharted 4, the fantastic conclusion to Nathan Drake's story. That was also a game with extremely fun shooting mechanics, and more importantly, it had a grappling hook, which is the quickest way to make any video game a 10 out of 10 in my eyes. What also confused me is that both of these games were also extremely well received, so the popularity contest aspect doesn't feel like it was enough to definitively secure the victory of Overwatch from the perspective of people who play video games, which has me concluding that perhaps it won based solely on the content that shan't be discussed from the site that shall not be named. You know what I mean. Now on to 2017, we had Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as the winner. While opinion on this game has soured significantly more over time, this was another one of those basically guaranteed wins, as it quickly became the second highest rated Zelda game of all time. The Zelda game with the expansive overworld and survival mechanics, though also with wacky physics that made playing extremely fun for all skill levels, was also something of a departure and a soft reboot for the franchise. It was something that fans and newcomers both were going to end up flocking to. And honestly, while I don't think Breath of the Wild is anywhere near the best Zelda game, it was definitely a solid game all around, and with how explosive the game was for the landscape of video games at that time, it definitely deserved this reward and then some. 2018 was another really stacked year, with the winner being the God of War reboot of that year, a game that took the classic PlayStation franchise into new directions, while expanding on Kratos as a character substantially. Though, it being a new direction for a beloved franchise, obviously not everyone was happy with the pivot, but more people were open to that change. And the new narrative focus, combined with the sad dad themes, made this game very appealing to newcomers as well. The combat, while not as much of a crazy, testosterone-filled action game as the original God of War series, still was quite fun and engaging, which definitely helped the game out substantially. The biggest competition I feel it had that year was the Spider-Man game for PS4, a game that was also fantastic in nearly every way, but ended up having some more bogged down elements toward the end. As such, God of War was definitely the title I feel deserved the win the most. Before I get shanked for this, and Celeste. Celeste was also really good. I just forgot that it was nominated when I was writing this, even though I had the list directly in front of me. Oops. In 2019, the winner was the FromSoft title Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. This action-packed game with brutal difficulty, while having many Soulsborne staples, separated itself with its focus on limited weaponry, instead of opting for shinobi tools to swap between to manipulate situations in your favor. The game revolves around its parry mechanic, its stealth, and these tools to do whatever must be done to survive, thrive, and eviscerate the opposition, as a ninja does. And also, it has a grappling hook, and I already mentioned how I feel about those. I was genuinely shocked when it managed to win, especially since it managed to beat out one of the greatest horror games of all time, that being the Resident Evil 2 remake that came out in the same year. Something fantastic already, which had a significantly broader appeal, I feel like. But something about Sekiro's aesthetics and gameplay resonated with the people, and it managed to carry on with a very well-deserved victory. 2020 was probably the single most divisive Game Awards in memory. Much of that divisiveness revolved around the already extremely controversial winner, The Last of Us 2. While the game was very popular with critics, general audiences had significantly more mixed reception, with some people singing the game's praises and loving every bit of it, but with equally as many despising it and everything it stands for. Myself, I personally sit somewhere more in the middle, acknowledging a lot of its narrative faults, while also appreciating the things it did get right. Its shooting mechanics were also really fun, so it definitely had that going for it either way. While I do think a lot of the hatred of the game was kind of overblown, I do have to say that Hades was robbed! 2021 was probably the most nothing Game Awards. I literally didn't even remember this one happening, admittedly. But looking over the list of nominees again for this video, I think Resident Evil Village probably deserved this win. I'm not gonna lie to you. Though, to be fair, the actual winner, that being It Takes Two, was an extremely fun co-op game about reconciling a broken marriage. Directed by the legendary Joseph Fares, aka the
Oscars, you know?
Who directed the previous A Way Out, a game which was in the similar vein of co-op adventure, and both games are just a great time with friends. The concept, alongside the co-op element, clearly made this a game for everyone, so I'm not exactly mad about this one, but this was definitely the sleepiest Game Awards show for me. Finally, we've arrived at 2022, with its winner being the second winning FromSoft title, Elden Ring. Out of the actual nominations, this was easily the most deserving. All of the normal Soulsborne goodness, but with a massive open world, and lore contribution by the legendary George R.R. Martin ended up being a recipe for absolute success. And not only that, Elden Ring was easily the most approachable Soulsborne game, having many options to make the game easier for people who are getting into the franchise for the first time. It became a great jump-off point, and it basically united the world around when it came out, unless you were a Western game dev, of course. Similar to Breath of the Wild, this game's winning was kind of a foregone conclusion that year, and I was extremely happy that From got their time in the spotlight yet again. So that was a trip through our nearly 10 years of the Game Awards show. Looking through all the nominees, it's very clear that the award is mostly a popularity contest more than anything, which, go figure. While many games did actively deserve the win, there's a lot that the award doesn't really account for, which results in the occasional win that feels less earned than others. However, using this as our metric, we can thus try to predict the upcoming Game of the Year winner, which I'm going to go out on a limb and say the game that hits that requisite popularity out of our current nominees is most likely Baldur's Gate 3, a rather fun game that everyone has talked about nonstop for months. That being said, before the game ended up being as big a hit as it ended up being, I made a bet with a friend of mine that Tears of the Kingdom, a sequel to a previous winner and one of the most well-received games of all time, would be the winner. So, here's hoping I get my $10. And on that note...
After the break, we have a color game with Kayla and Fortnite. Stay tuned.
Do you think you know your favorite characters from memory? How about just from colors? Today, I have my contestants here guessing characters based on their color palettes. You'll get a point for guessing the character correctly. I will give you one hint to try to help you. Let's begin.
Let's go.
All right.
Someone had to do it.
So, my hint for this one, when it appears, it shows itself, is this character, believe it or not, is in a video game.
I never would have guessed.
I never would
Go
have guessed
ahead
either.
and write your answer and
Wait, can we see the colors again?
yes. Let's see the colors again, shall we?
Oh, nice.
Yes, there they are. Got some browns, a reddish, a whitish. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's see, what are our guesses? Mario, I don't know, Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong. Unfortunately, that is not. None of those are right. The real answer, can we reveal? Sackboy from Little Big Planet.
Oh, this is
Our next one.
Oh, I see how we're doing it.
Yeah, it's Sackboy. He's cute. You never played that?
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
All right, our next one. The hint provided is this character is also in a video game. Would you like a more specific hint?
Please.
A Sega video game. All right, 3, 2, 1. Amy, Sonic, Amy. Unfortunately, no. Let's reveal. Ulala from Space Channel 5.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was obvious.
Yeah, that was obvious, guys.
Egg
You
on
never
our
played like
faces.
Sega Tennis All-Stars?
Yeah.
Next.
That's my favorite game. I should have gotten this.
Next color palette. You won't believe this one. Now, this character is in a video game.
Oh my god. Clue, please.
I beg of you.
I know.
It's a pretty popular franchise.
I know what the gimmick is here.
Oh my word.
They're underrated. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's see.
I drew a line.
Okay. What do we got? A heart?
You said
Prawn.
You said underrated.
Pac-Man.
And
No,
I thought-
let's reveal. A Chocobo.
Yeah.
From Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm noticing a trend here. With
Okay,
with the
next
character
one.
selections.
Yep, they're all obscure.
Bingo.
This character's from a movie.
Oh.
A movie.
Interesting.
Based on a children's book.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy. Okay, what is that? Is that the color palette?
That's the color palette.
More specific.
A cartoon movie based on a very popular children's book. Very popular song is in this movie.
This hurts my soul.
Yeah, right. 3, 2, 1. Let's see what we got.
I have no clue, bro.
I'll give it to Brody. This character's from the Lorax.
Wow.
Her name is Audrey, and she's voiced by Taylor Swift.
Oh! Oh my gosh.
Our next color palette.
Why did I say Big Bird?
Is from a TV show.
Okay. What? Anything specific? Is it like live action, animation?
No, it's animation.
Oh, thank God.
A more description, please.
Cripes.
Animated TV show.
The gimmick of the game is that it's impossible to guess.
This is not Cash Money.
Hmm? The channel that it was broadcast? That's a really good question. 3, 2, 1. We've got Charmander. Shout out to Jessica, I love you. Let's reveal.
Oh yeah, I just said.
It was Perry the Platypus,
okay.
guys.
I just said. I was guessing you were gonna go.
Oh,
like,
my
wild
bad.
with it
It's
and
a
say-
platypus.
I was gonna guess Rob from Amazing World of Gumball.
Our next color palette.
Ooh, I like these colors.
Okay.
From a movie.
Animation.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Which studio?
Anything?
A studio? You want the studio?
Literally anything.
It's from a movie. One I have watched.
Wow.
Oh, that helps.
One many have watched.
Totally helps.
So it's an animated movie.
A Disney movie.
Oh.
Disney?
Yes, a Disney movie.
Wait a minute.
Well, hold up. Let me change my thing.
Alright, I'm just winging it.
Okay, let's see what we got.
I'm just guessing.
Aristocats, Bing Bong. What's that?
Doc. From
Doc.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh no, this was actually Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
Oh.
Cool. Okay. And that's our game. Congratulations to our winner. Who won?
I was keeping track of everyone, including myself. I got 2 points. Brody had a single point. Nobody else got a point.
Brody's our winner. Congratulations, Brody. Now we're gonna learn how to be awesome at Fortnite so that we can all save Peely together.
And I'm gonna teach you how to be awesome at Fortnite. Hey, you see, I'm a little bit of a god gamer myself. You see that golden halo around my head? Yeah, that means I won a victory royale. And I can say I'm pretty confident with my skills here. So just sit back and learn from the master. You know, it really was my first game back, so I was kind of worried that I was gonna be a little rusty, but nah, first game back, instant victory, and that's just, that's like just the difference of skills. You know, see right there, I got instant golden gun. That's win button right there. I'm gonna take it real nice, and I'm just gonna get that. Oh, oh no. The match just started. I was the second one to die. Okay, maybe I was a bit cocky. I was a bit. Wait, was that? What was this? What? What? It's an airstrike grenade. Oh my god. Why does it have an airstrike grenade? Alright guys, I'll be honest, it's been a while since I've played Fortnite, and I think the first win was a hoax that I had this time. I'm just fearing for my life. Yeah, okay. No, I have a gun. I can do this. Okay, it kind of felt like that was a robot, and it's not improving my confidence much, but you don't use AIs in Fortnite? It's wild. Really Where am I going? I'm in Midland. I guess I'm going this way. Oh, gunshots. Do I be brave? Do I try to regain my God Gamer status? Alright. I'm going for it. Okay, I got a drop on him. I missed him. Okay, I forgot there's forts in Fortnite. Okay, no, I'm out. I got an idea. Okay. I picked up this grenade. You didn't see me do it, because it was boring, but I gotta throw this grenade. Let's go. Ha! Now, the guy is damaged, and I'm gonna be ready for help. Yeah! Go! God! Dive down again. You know, you're right, Doc. Maybe it's like this deep, like, compulsion to be, like, good at something, like this deep want. Excuse me, sir. This is a private appointment. I paid for my minutes. I didn't think, I don't need you dancing on my. Oh, you're dancing too. Okay. No, this isn't going anywhere I want. All right. I'm leaving. I don't want this. All right. Yep. Wait. Yep. And yep. And yep. All right. And goodbye. All right, gamers. New strategy. You can't die if there's no one around to kill you. So we're starting off the coward's way. A pro strat move, I know, but I think it's gonna real pay off in dividends. See, look, jump cut. I have guns. I now have an unearned sense of confidence, and I'm ready to go and party with all the bad boys. I'm sorry, I don't know it. Party with the bad boys? God, who says that? I don't know what's happening. I'm just trying to. I don't know. I picked up a sniper, and I'm not good at a sniper. I just, like, I don't know why I'm using it, honestly. But, you know, I guess I can scope around and see who's there, and then, like, ooh, a guy. What if I. He died. I killed him. From so far away. Maybe I am a god gamer. And now I know what I'm gonna do with this unearned confidence. I'm gonna freaking destroy this. Oh god, it's happening again. Oh god, my confidence. Oh no, okay. I forgot his fortune in his name. Okay, run. Coward's way out. I can't die if they can't shoot me. I'm gonna use this. This time. Yep, there we go. I used it now. I found where I got my sniper. I'm dying. Oh, just need one shot. Well, that's all for this time on How to Be Awesome at Fortnite. I've been your host, Rob Trishel. Good night.
My own personal Oscars, the Go-ies, are next. What do you mean, insert Will Smith reference here? All systems go, we'll be right back.
Hey, paisanos, let's cut to the chase. It's not for everyone's favorite award show, the Go-ies. The awards panel where we decide the best of a season. For first award, we have Best Video. And the award is a tie for Best Video. There's Cleveland Gaming Classics by Cohlman Arthur. Come up here, man. Unfortunately, I don't think they can come and grab this. But the other Best Video of the semester was World of Horror Austin Gnad. Thank you, Austin. VTR operator Austin. If you want, we'll get it later. For next up, our next portion, we have Best Old Video Rerun.
Austin!
Live Austin appearance! Live Austin appearance!
Thank you.
Did he show up with his
I don't think the arm thing is working.
It's working well enough.
For our next segment, we have Best Old Video Rerun. Thank you, Invisible Hand. And I'm so sorry, dude. Our Best Old Video Rerun is Overwatch 2 by Cameron Martell. I was told there was no booby prizes, but this is a boob prize. Next up, we have Best Discussion. And the winner is FNAF 2, Kayla Earnhardt. That was a fun one.
No, it's because of the disgusting freak, I'm sure.
I should be getting the award then. Next up, we have Best Game Show, which is another tie. We have ASG Court for Jenica Jenick. And for our other winner, we have JoJo Localizations by Sammi Brinkoff. I've never actually said your last name before until now. I think Worst Company might be one of our best bits of the semester. Next up, we have Fake News Story. Thank you, Invisible Hand. Sans Excomita, Jenny Sabrowski. You could have just kept it. I missed the Invisible Hand already. Our next one, I actually think this is a very important one. Best New Talent. This one's extremely important. I think, like, as a real award, goes to Sammi Brinkoff again, running away with it.
Thank you.
Here you go, Steven Universe.
Thank you.
But now the true one, Best Returning Talent. If I don't win this, someone... Four-way tie. Jesus! All right, let's speedrun this. Kayla Earnhardt, Jenica Jenick, Enrique, and Jenny. Oh, my God.
Thank you to my fans.
Any
Mom,
words?
Dad. Thank
Enrique,
you, Dad.
you're big boy now. Any words?
Bacon.
Single word. Nice. And for our final one, our final award, we have Best Bit of the Season. For those not in the know, a bit is a comedy routine that people like. The improv plan, who knows? If this was another episode from now, I think our Spider-Man 2 between me and Cameron Martell would have won, personally. And the two best bits of the season is Rocky Horror Picture Show is underrated by Sammi Brinkoff. I personally feel I deserve the award, but it couldn't have been a start. Another one could not have been started without Brody Markovitz. Shran is underrated. Couldn't have without you, buddy.
And I stand by that.
What? Okay, unnecessary. Nice. As fun as these awards are, let's have a chat with our real winners of today, our senior members. I didn't deserve that. Yeah, it's them.
Us.
It is us.
You want to go first?
Please do.
Oh, okay, I'll go first. Before we get started, hi, Dad. I was asked to say hello. So, as many of you know, any longtime fans, I've been here for 3 full years now. I hosted first semester, and then I've been producing behind the scenes for 5. And it's been a lot of fun. Genuinely, I think doing ASG has been the best experience of my college career, and that's thanks to a lot of people. First and foremost, Kayla, sitting right over there. You are the person who got me to join the show in the first place, and it's been really fun getting to know you a little better by doing the show. It's been a fantastic experience working with you for the semesters that you were here and not in Florida, of course. And I'm really glad that you came back. Tony Pirialis, who I hope is watching right now, he said he would. My co-host for this one semester that I did, and then my AP, and then my producer, and then my boss. That was weird. You could have like fired me, man, and I would have come back to the show. That was crazy. Thanks for not doing that, number one. Number two, thank you so much for sticking with me for all this time, because without you being here and doing the show with me, I don't think I would have been able to get through it, especially that first semester producing, because it was so much, and it was genuinely, it would have been impossible without you. So thank you so much for being there for me. Lily Fisher, who I also hope is watching, but I don't know if she is. Maybe she's watching with Tony, who's to say. Having you as the director for the show for so many semesters was, I think, the best way that my introduction to TV2 could have gone. Not that my other directors aren't fantastic, but genuinely, I don't think anyone could have beaten you, Lily Fisher. You were such a light in this studio for me and for everyone who was here and got the opportunity to work with you, so thank you for that. And all of you guys standing in the studio today, I know it's hard to come here every Wednesday, every week, and put on a show. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope me and Joe, who work every week as hard as we can to make this the best experience possible for you, I hope you guys are getting that out of this, because that's what that's all about. Thank you for being here. Enrique?
Oh boy. Honestly, after being in the U.S. for three years now, it's been quite the experience. And honestly, for the first couple semesters, just pretty much trying to find my footing. And then, well, being in the show for 1 year now, at the start, I wasn't expecting to get something like this, because initially I was applying for more of a hobby. It was gonna be a thing for fun, and then I cannot say enough on how much I was blown away with the amazing people that work on the show. With pretty much, I would say, like, you asked me 6 years ago where I'll be right now, is just probably just beating you up on the street, calling you crazy. But I digress. Just being able to be in such an environment where I can talk about all the things I love, stuff that I pretty much never got the opportunity to in my entire life, to talk about my favorite hobbies, to talk about my favorite franchises, to actually get to share all the stuff that I love with people who also love all of this kind of stuff. God, to go drive an hour straight to go to a hobby store with some of my friends to basically explore our favorite hobbies, or making a whole tutorial on said hobbies. Christ, talking about Bionicle on a discussion, like, coming from a place where, like, I was pretty much the only kid who ever knew about that growing up. It's crazy how everything worked out in the end. But honestly, from just having fun, from making the mic speak, shouting "worst company" at a game show, to going to Spider-Verse concert with some of my best friends. I'm sorry, it's hard to speak. Words are hard. From just messing around on the newsroom with everyone, to just sharing memes, to just laughing out loud for every single blooper take that we had. Always remember the one time that we accidentally we accidentally went live early, and everybody was cussing as much as they could without noticing. Boy, you were angry about that one.
I was mad. I was angry. It was bad.
Yes. But honestly, from going over to Seth speaking about One Piece for 2 hours straight in the middle of the show, getting yelled at by Jenny to shut the hell up. Oh my God, it has been a journey, and truly the only thing that I would say that I regret about this was not joining in sooner. Because honestly, these will forever be some of the highest years of my life. And it pains me so much that I'm going away in a couple days. But, well, it's never goodbye. It's always a see you soon. Eventually, I'll be back and you'll see it. But all jokes aside, I will forever cherish this 1 year that we had together, and all the subsequent years that I had before that, when I came here, where I was just lost and around. Christ, even changed my major halfway through. I was lucky and didn't have to push everything back. But yeah, eventually I'll be back. Y'all better be waiting for me.
Write that down. Write that down. Cam's gonna be waiting.
Write that down. Write that down. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. First thing when I'm back in Ohio, I'm breaking into your house.
I don't think we can say that. I don't think we can say that on air.
Oh well. Hey, I didn't finish it. Anyways. I had to slip at least once this semester. Come on.
I think that's all from us here at ASG for this season 13. That is so crazy.
Wow.
If you miss us, here's some really good news. We're actually uploading episodes for YouTube again. You can check us out there. We might update our Instagram throughout the break. We might not. Twitter, probably not. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like Twitter. I don't think anyone here likes Twitter. Yeah. It's kind of a shady company right now. We might not update that one.
Just shady.
Anymore. I can't say much more.
I guess.
Freedom of expression. Freedom of expression.
Twitter sucks.
Twitter does suck. Straight up. But other than that, I think that's all from us here at All Systems Go. Yeah?
All systems go.
Signing off.